Well, hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I'm having a wonderful day today. Today, I feel like painting. So, join me. Do you ever have days where you just feel like painting? Because today is one of those days where, I like to do a lot of crazy art and fun stuff, but today, I just feel like just painting. Just doing some let's see what happens painting, So, I have a little piece of napkin. I have taped this down only on top and bottom because I'm not going to do it all the way to the sides. I'll explain that in a second. Not sure exactly what colors I'm going to use yet, so we're going to get them all just a tad bit wet. I have out my big set, my favorite set of paints today. This is a mixture of Daniel Smith and Grumbacher and not Cotman. Yeah, Daniel Smith. Oh, Winsor Newton. There's a couple of Winsor Newton in there as well. Sorry, my arm might be in the way. But anyhow, this is what I like to do. I enjoy painting these type of things. This is just that one paintbrush that I cannot pronounce. Have no idea how to say it. Maybe I should ask Google. She knows everything. Type that word in there and be like, how do you pronounce that? She'll give me something. So what I like to do is to just give a scribbly background. Oh, again, this is the, I also wanted to try out the mixed media Canson Graduate, doing this because I've done this on many other papers. I have actually sold art that is on this, on other papers, that is in this fashion of painting for me. This is my fun. This is what I like to do. And I hope you like it. I hope you try it. I guess we'll find out. I have a fan blowing in here because it's warm today. So this may be drying much quicker than I want it to dry. And yes, this is going to buckle a little bit, but that's okay. Not too bad. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you have a nice sheen all over it. It shouldn't be puddling anywhere. If it is, get rid of that. You don't want puddles. Okay? You don't want no puddles. We just want the regular old everyday sheen of water on top. Okay, now I have out my Princeton number 6 Velvet Touch, long round with a very lovely point. Lovely, lovely. And I'm going to start off with neutral tint. I like to start off with neutral tint because it just gives me a place to start, I think. And what I do is I just kind of go around the edges a little bit here and there and kind of give it this, I don't know how to explain it. To me it looks like somebody ripped out a page of just ripped a piece out of a magazine or something, and then they're looking through it to see something else. So yeah, I would show you some of my others, but they're gone. They're on people's walls. They're out there in the world. I do have some backgrounds that I have never finished, so maybe we'll get out one of those and show you those that I have yet to finish. So that is the starting. That is where I like to begin. Then I just decide what this is going to look like. Is this going to be some green? Oh, and that neutral tint was from Daniel Smith. I'm going to be using Winsor Newton Olive Green. Is it? Yes. I got a little, let's do this down here. And I don't mind if I mix, But this is what I think I enjoy. This is what I like to do, especially when I'm having a morning or day, you know, when you're just having one of those days where you're just like, oh, it's just been a day already. You know, when you wake up, it's 9 o'clock in the morning and you're like, whoa, it's been a day. Instead of rinsing out my brush, I'm just going to get this wet again right here so that this will move a bit with my wet brush. And if you see a spot where you still want it to be wet and it's not, then you just give it a little bit more moisture. You are the boss in these type of situations. And you can smear it, you can make it your own. You can bring it in a bit, whatever floats your boat. Okay, and I'm going to add in a little bit of Under the Sea green, which is a very dark, beautiful green from Daniel Smith. I love this. This is such a pretty green. Oh, look at it. I just love that. I like how the two mix together so nicely. And whether you're doing an under the sea picture or just a picture of one single flower, it works. And that neutral tint just kind of hovers in the background. I like it. I like that it does that. It just kind of stays in the background and you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. And it mixes well with all the colors, so that's nice. So as you can see, this is going to be kind of like a cutout almost. So since we're doing green on the bottom, let's do some blues on the top. Blues, maybe purples. So maybe we'll start with one of my favorites, In the Throne Blue by Daniel Smith. Love the names. In the Throne. In the Throne Blue. Those names, man. Just cool. Okay, we're going to mix that in just a little bit more. Actually, I think I'm going to get rid of a little bit of this puddle right here because we still have quite a puddle. I'm not crazy about puddles. So this is a 2-part painting that I do here. But I do want this to look a little ragged, like somebody ripped it, you know? Somebody took I don't know what, their hands, but they ripped it. And they ripped a piece of paper that you were working on, or whatever. And maybe it's a newspaper. Wouldn't that be cool to put this on newspaper, have the newspaper around it, and just have it be okay. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of quinacridone purple from Daniel Smith. Some of his names are just normal. It's okay. But it's pretty colors. Very pretty colors. And that doesn't look like it. No. That's the blue again. I hit the wrong one. It happens. It's okay. Now we'll do some purple. Oh my goodness. I was thinking, man, that looked a little shy there for purple. Purple is like, boom, purple. Purples and blues, in my book, look very nice together. And I think that looks nice. I'm going to give it a little zhuzh. A little zhuzh. Because it can. Because this is mine. Yours may look completely different. I would love if you watch this video And then you go get some paint if you don't have any, or if you do have some, go to the wherever and get your paint out, and then watch it again, and let's do this together. Because sometimes when I'm learning something new, I watch it first, and then I go back and I do it on my own. Okay. So far, I really love this. I think that's beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to let this dry completely, and then I'll be back. What do you think? Is this something you think you might do? I think it's going to look completely different when it's dry. Again, this is on multimedia paper. This is not watercolor paper, so that's why it's buckling a bit. But we're going to see what happens when it's all nice and dry. And I'll be back. Okay, so now we're dry. And as you can tell, there are some significant buckles. That is because I put a book on it. Usually that would work. A book on top of a wet paper, even a damp paper. It's what it was damp. And I thought, well, that would flatten it right out. It's not flat, but it'll still work. It'll be fine. It's not a big deal. This is, however, or as I said before, not however, this is just multimedia paper, and we're testing it to see if it will do what I want it to do. So far, I mean, it's fine. It's not awful. I mean, you could seriously flatten this really well with some more books, leave it for a few days, and I will do that, and we'll see how it looks after that. But yeah, you can flatten it out really good. Other than that, I think the color turned out really well on it. I did go back and fix this area again off camera because it was kind of jaggedy, and I don't like that. So anyhow, I just have a Papermate pencil, mechanical pencil that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I thought, well, one of my favorite things to paint are little daisies. So I thought maybe we'd do a few, just maybe 3, and see how that goes. I was thinking of a really big sunflower. Now I'm thinking, a big sunflower, little daisies. A big sunflower, little daisies. Let's do a sunflower. Let's do one big sunflower and see how that goes. And we're going to have it like tilted up a bit. So all I'm really doing is going to give myself where the center is. That's all. Because if you don't do that, then it's hard to find where you're going to put it, you know, and keep your petals in perspective of what you're doing. Let's do one. Let's do one big sunflower. And we're going to use some yellows. So let's get all the yellows and the browns and the greens. This is brown. Yeah. No, that's blue. I changed out a couple colors. So, in changing out my colors, then sometimes you don't know what you're doing. Ha ha ha. And just for grins and giggles, I used a Papermate Black Pearl eraser. I'm still using my Velvet Touch Princeton brush, long round, number 6. And the tape I used is a Duck brand duct tape, clean release. This is for painting. It did stick down here a little bit, but that's okay. This is a practice, however. Why do I keep saying however today? This is a practice, period, exclamation point. So all I'm going to do is work myself up a little bit of yellows. So I haven't used this one much, so it's kind of dirty. So we're going to see we're gonna get ourselves a nice yellow color. Sunflowers are yellow. I also would like some, that is, I have my better glasses on so I can't see what I'm writing out there. Hanson Yellow Medium by Daniel Smith. And I'm also going to put in some, I had a messy little yellow over here. Oh, you can't see it. Let's move this over here for a second. I have messy yellows in here in my palette. So we start off with this one, which is Hanson Yellow Medium from Daniel Smith. This one is Quinacridone Gold. I really love this all by itself. So we're going to be using both of those a lot. I'm not sure. Probably some of the others. But I like those too. So let's see what happens. I mixed them and I can use them straight up as well. So it's all good. So now we know we're going to have our sunflower approximately right there. And we're just going to get rid of the fuzz on the end. And then this isn't very big of a picture, so we're going to keep it smallish. That is very intense. It's a lot of pigment right there, man. A lot. So a lot of pigment. So I'm going to go ahead and make some of the petals. And then we're going to make a second layer of petals because we can. Why not? So we're going to make one layer of petals, all kind of touching that base. We're trying not to make it too intense. The ones on the bottom are going to be a little more fat because this is kind of looking up a bit. And you're going to see that in a second. Yeah. I like painting flowers. What is your favorite thing to paint? I love to hear what you think. Do you paint? Would you like to paint? I was just watching someone that I follow and they had a painting course that they planned out themselves and took people to Spain. I don't remember, but they went somewhere and it was amazing. And I was like, that's going to be me one day. We're all going to get together. We're going to go Spain or Portugal or France. Yeah, let's go to France. Let's go to France. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a second. And then we're going to put a second layer on there. And it's going to look so good. One big, beautiful sunflower. It's going to be great. I'll be right back. Okay, I dabbed them a bit so they could dry a little bit faster because it was just taking too much time for my impatient mind. When you're doing this for yourself, it's a whole nother thing. When you're just painting for yourself, it's like, no biggie. But when you're doing this and you have to do a video, yeah. So now each of these new petals do not have to be like the same color. Like we don't have to have them all be this dark brown yellow. Man, that's dark. I had a visitor for a second. So what was I saying? Okay, so not all of these are going to be this dark yellow, brownish, but they can be. And it doesn't matter if you're perfectly perfect in the right spot, because this is just, oh, that's a lot of water. That's a lot of water, man. I don't want that much water. I want color, not water, color. More color, less water. Yeah, like that. And then you can add some more yellows in here. These don't have to be so dark because they are kind of dark. Let's make these a little yellower. But if you've looked at a sunflower lately, they have a lot of darkness. Dark yellows, reds. Oh my goodness. One of my favorite sunflowers I've ever grown, because I like to grow sunflowers myself, are these red ones. But silly me, I grew them red, yellow, big ones, little ones. I grew them all at the same time, which is, you know, fun. It's a good thing. And the bees, sweeties that they are, they cross-pollinated. So all of my sunflowers are a mixture. Last year and the year before that. This year I don't have anything really. I have like 3 little baby ones that are not doing anything. It was a very cold spring, so the things didn't grow as well as you would want them to grow. So I want these to be a little more defined, so we're going to give them a little more of a definition. There's a petal here, there's petals in the background, there's petals everywhere. I like it. Okay. Okay. That makes me happy so far. I do think we're going to have to let it dry one more time, just for grins and giggles, and maybe add some extra definition points on there before we make the center. So we'll be back in just a second. Okay, I dabbed it again. Ha. I am so impatient today. Most of the time I can get up and walk away and be like, okay, let it go for a while, see what happens. Today, I'm just like, nope, very impatient. So we're going to give them each a little bit of definition and define some of those petals a little bit better, because why not? You made them, why not? If you've ever looked at a beautiful little sunflower, each petal has its own little definition, its own little wonderfulness. I love growing sunflowers. I love seeing sunflowers. There's a nice little place around here where you can go and see sunflowers, and I just love it. It's so nice. That is very dark right there, and I don't like it. So when you don't like it, get a little bit of something and you just dab it up, and then look, it looks beautiful. Looks fantastic. After that, just a little bit of here and there, and then a little bit of getting rid of some of these things when you don't like them. I need some darker, and I'm using a little bit of that quinacridone gold and a little bit of Van Dyke brown from Winsor Newton. The quinacridone gold is from Daniel Smith. But yeah, just a cute little bit of making sure everybody has their own little personality. And we're just about done here, people. We're going to give this one a little personality this way. It's really difficult doing this from a side vision, because I would be doing this, moving it around circles. It may still. But yeah. Yeah, you can make the ones underneath a little darker because they have a little shadow on them probably from the others, but I made them lighter in the background. So you can do whatever you want to do. Now, while we're doing this, we're going to work on our center, which is going to be a dark version of all of it. Just a little bit of this dark yellow mixture that we've made, and then I'm also going to put in a little bit of the lighter yellow because I can. And then we're going to also add in a little bit of this brown and maybe a little bit of Van Dyke brown and a little bit, maybe a little bit of really dark blue. I think that'd be cool. Just a little hint. Because the center of a sunflower is quite black. Give it some little dotty dots. Little dotty dots. Okay. Who knows if you guys will ever even see this video. There are days, there are times where I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. I didn't think that this turned out the way I wanted it to. So far, I do believe I have one video. One. That you guys have not seen. One. I think that's pretty good for a YouTuber. And that is a combination right here. The green is a combination of the olive green from Winsor Newton and Under the Sea Green from Daniel Smith. I want to call him David all the time. Silly, silly, silly. What kind of videos do you watch? What kind of things do you like to watch online? Do you have any good movies? We're looking for another good movie to watch. We really like to watch movies. Really, really, really. A lot, a lot. A lot. And then their petals, leaves are kind of like heart-shaped. A little jaggedy. I mean, if you look back, I have another YouTube video that I did about sunflowers. I think I did 2 sunflowers on that one. But yeah. They usually have many. I'll put this one kind of behind it because they would be behind it on the back side. They come out all over different places. And then we're going to have another one coming out over here. There's old saying, if it's a leaf to you, then it's a leaf. It doesn't have to look like any leaf or even a flower. If your flower is a flower to you, then it's a flower. I think that looks pretty good. And we're going to make it a part of this by giving it a little zhuzh on the ground here. So it looks like it is in the ground, not floating on top of the ground like that. And we're just going to really quick I mean, this is a very fast version of a sunflower. Very fast. You can also give it a little bit of grass down here. Maybe your sunflower is growing in some grass. Maybe it has another shoot coming up somewhere if you feel like it. I don't know if I like that. I think it might need to be darker. There, that's much better. Okay. What do you think about this? I'm putting a little bit of that green up in here because you know what? I like it. I think that's really cool. Okay, again, that's just a simple little sunflower. Next time we'll do maybe we'll do some you know, when you're painting, focusing, it's hard to focus on your words. Next time we will do daisies. I have to stop so I can think of what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah. Next time, maybe daisies. I like doing daisies, but it's August and my sunflowers should be way bigger than they are. They are tiny. Makes me sad. Usually I have sunflowers that the neighborhood is like, whoa. Them are huge, Danielle. This year, they ain't going nowhere. Do you talk to your flowers? Because I do. I was out there the other day and I told them, I said, you guys, if you don't get on the stick pretty quick here, you're just going to be baby sunflowers for the rest of the summer. I don't think they heard me. Yep, I don't think they heard me. I think either that or they're just ignoring me, one or the other. They're just like, you know what, it's been a long winter. And summer wasn't much better. It's been a long, wet, cool spring and summer. And that is okay. The world needs it once in a while. Okay, I'm not going to touch it anymore. Actually, I might. I think I'm going to give it a little, just to brighten it up a bit. Who knows how long this is going to end up being. I'm just going to brighten up some of these a little bit because I get them so dark. A very dark sunflower. Who wants a dark sunflower? Well, like I said, I have those red ones and I love them. They're like queen something. Oh, they're so beautiful. If they were to grow, I would give you guys video. But they're not growing. Next year. That's what we'll say. Next year they'll grow. It'll be great. And they'll have their own video. Okay. Okay, I think that's better. What do you think? Okay. I mean, you can still go into that dark green and have a barely wet brush and give some of these some little veins. That one's too wet. But yeah, you could still give them a little vein. That little bit of dark. That'd be cool, huh? Yeah. I like that. What do you think? Tell me what you think. I'd like to know. I'd like for some video comments. Okay. I think we're done. I think it's good. Don't want to do it too much. Anyhow, okay, so that's just a little sunflower for today because I felt like painting. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends. Give me a comment, give me a thumbs up on YouTube, and let me know you like it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day today. I'm going to leave you with that and tell you much love and peace to you all, and God bless, and have a great day. Bye.